can't feel anything. When will I learn? I push it down, push it down. I'm the one for a good time, call phone blowing up, ringing my doorbell. I feel the love, feel the love. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Throwing back till I lose count. Gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. Gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, like it doesn't exist. Gonna lie, feel my tears as they dry. Gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. Holding down, hold up in my eyes. Keep my glass full until morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. Got me, I'm holding on for you right. Holding down, hold up in my eyes. Keep my glass full until morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight, on for tonight. Sun is up, I'm a mess. Gotta get out now, gotta run from this. Here comes the shade, here comes the shade. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Throwing back till I lose count. Gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. Gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, like it doesn't exist. Gonna lie, feel my tears as they dry. Gonna swing from the chandelier. Holding on for you right, holding down, hold up in my eyes. Keep my glass full until morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. Got me, I'm holding on for you right. Holding down, hold up in my eyes. Keep my glass full until morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight, on for tonight, on for tonight. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. Oh, I'm just holding on for tonight, on for tonight, on for tonight. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. Oh, I'm just holding on for tonight, on for tonight, on for tonight.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to GSA Forever. My phone is being a little bitch right now, so if my phone will decide to work, yesterday we finished chapter 21 of my Stepbrother, and I might need to open it up on my computer. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna restart my phone. I'm just gonna take the battery out, so yeah. So, yeah, I just have to find the book really quick because my phone's being a bitch. So, in the last chapter, we found out who actually hit Trace in the back of the head and made Corey and oh, that's the wrong book. Made Trace fall over and Corey falling off him. We found out that it was Juliet's father, Roger, who, Juliet, if you guys don't know who Juliet is, if you guys have not watched and you're just tuning in, Juliet is Trace's old girlfriend, or used to be his girlfriend. They broke up, and, he left saying to Roger, "I took your daughter's virginity." So, yeah, and, Trace and Corey, Trace started yelling at his dad because he brought, like, up his mother and all that. And then he left screaming and went into the woods, and Corey went after him, and they found each other, and then now they're walking back. And here's chapter 22. You know what? Actually, I'm going to read the last paragraph of chapter 21, because that's what I usually do now. Sorry, I'm just, like, so disoriented today. Last night I got maybe, like, 4 hours of sleep. I wasn't feeling well. Okay, here we go. I pouted and kissed him again before starting down the hill. I followed him, and the two of us went back into the house together. Trace. Okay, something just popped up on my screen. I can't read on. Went back inside and take a shower. I pouted and kissed him again before starting down the hill. I followed him, and the two of us went back in the house together, Trace hopefully feeling better. Chapter 22. We entered the house, and Brandon jumped up and immediately moved to Trace. Trace glared at him in disgust. Trace, we need to talk, please. You're not the reason she left. I am, I told her. I told her I wasn't in love with her anymore. I said bad things to her. I told her I didn't like her picking work over her son and husband. It was me, not you. I swear, Brandon said desperately. Dad, stop. Guys, let's go upstairs, Trace said flatly. Sammy and Zeke nervously got off the couch, and we were all silent. And we all silently followed Trace upstairs, trying not to look at Brandon's pain-filled eyes. Trace, he's really sorry, I said silently. Trace shrugged. Whatever, he grumbled, and pulled me into his bedroom. We hung in Trace's bedroom until it got dark. Zeke and Sammy announced that they had to leave. Zeke pulled me into my own room once Trace walked Sammy downstairs to see the house. Well, how's everything with Trace going? He asked eagerly. We, kiss and stuff, like penguins. Yeah, those whores kiss a lot. Kiss all day long. Damn them, kiss, 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 yep, I said. Zeke slapped a hand over my mouth and rolled his eyes. You're so stupid, Gory. I don't even think you make sense to yourself. But you and Trace are dating. I nodded, and he pulled his hand away from my mouth and smiled. He pulled me into a hug. I'm happy for you, Corey, he said honestly when he had pulled away from me. I smiled at him weakly. Thanks, Zeke. I hope you find someone for yourself. I said sincerely. He deserves someone. He's such an amazing guy. Or boy. Thanks, Corny. Anyways, my dad is here. I have to go. I'll see you later. I hope everything with you and Trace goes well, he said with a wink before leaving my bedroom. Trace appeared about 2 minutes later and shut my door before coming in and dropping next to me on my bed. He took my hand in his, and we sat comfortably in silence together for a few minutes before Trace decided to break it. Tomorrow I'm taking you on a date, so be ready. I'll wake you up in the morning. Night, Corey, he said and gave me a rough kiss before getting up and leaving my room. I stared at the door as it shut, confused. He was still in the closet gay, and he didn't want people to know he was dating his own stepbrother. So where the hell will he going to take us on a date where no one will spot us? Well, Corey, there's only one way to know, to get some sleep and find in the morning. Gee, thanks for the advice, Corey. No problem, Corey. So he's talking to himself. Done talking to myself for the night, I turned off the lights and jumped under the covers and stared at the ceiling, wondering where the hell Trace was going to take us on a date together that we wouldn't be seen by others. Corey, my ass cracked open soundly to the bed, rocking and turning my head and saw a blurry figure behind me. Holy shit, I'm being raped, I shrieked and jumped out of bed, crashing onto the floor, tangling into my blankets. I struggled to get untangled and only caught myself more. Desperately to protect my butt virginity and began to crawl away caterpillar style. I didn't make it far before the rapist stepped on my blanket, causing me to fall and smack my chin on the floor. My teeth clinked together. I swear I felt my brain rattle around in my head. Corey, shut up, it's me, Trace said impatiently. Trace, thank God, you're not some rapist. I mean, goddammit, get inside of me. I struggled, and Trace helped me out of my blankets. I lashed into his arms and he stumbled back and held on to me before I could fall back to the floor. I gave him a goofy grin and poked him in the chest. You're sexy, I announced before kissing him deeply. He set me down on my bed and rolled his eyes. Get ready to go. I don't want to waste too much time, he growled, and he left my room. His bedroom door closed a second later. Our date? Oh man, I forgot our date was today. I jumped in and grabbed a change of clothes before going into the bathroom. I locked the door hesitantly to unlock it just in case, Trace decided to join me or something. I'm getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes, I sang, and took my pants off and swung them around my head wildly, thrusting in my reflection in the mirror. Thank you for coming to the show, sexy, I said, a wink at my reflection before hopping in the shower. I took a quick hot shower before getting out and drying off and changing into my clothes. I dried my hair and washed my teeth twice just to be safe. Did one bad breath while I was kissing my super sexy stepbrother. My SSS, yum. Sounds hot and sexy like Trace's body. I wiped the drool off my chin and left the bathroom. Once I was looking good, I went into the room and grabbed my cell phone and iPod before going and knocking on Trace's bedroom door. Trace opened it, and I got his incredible appearance. The tight white t-shirt and plaid. The plaid shirt buttoned lazily over and ripped a faded blue jeans, and his hair lying messy, perfect. At top, his head, a rubber bracelet around his arm, and a chain around his neck. He was sexy. My insanity flung my arms around him and crushed his lips on me. He pulled away and took my pair, smirking. He took a hand as we crept past our parents' room and down the stairs. Trace grabbed a set of car keys, and we slipped down our shoes and went outside into Brandon's car. I checked the time on the clock in the car, my eyes wide as we pulled out of the driveway. Trace, what the hell? It's 4 in the morning. Are you on crack? I cried and rubbed my eyes, still tired. Trace shrugged and started up the road. We wanted to make sure we got there early, he said simply, plugging in his iPod and pointing out some third eye blind. Get where early? I asked eagerly, instantly forgetting I was supposed to be tired at 4 in the morning. Corey, it was supposed to be a surprise. If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise anymore, he said impatiently. But I won't tell anyone. I can keep it a secret, Trace. I promise. I whined, giving him puppy dog eyes. He flipped me off and shook his head. Nope, you'll just have to wait when we get there. Now you can catch up on your beauty sleep or whatever, faggot, he said, leaning over to kiss me at a stop sign, taking my hand in his and starting to thoroughly again. I will never sleep. Well, if he insists, I squeezed his hand and rested my head against the window. I was out in a light second. Corey, here we are, someone shaking me and slowly cracking my eyes open. My hand slapped over my mouth. Trace felt face appear before I could look at death. Aw man, who am I kidding? It's Trace. I'll look whatever part of him I can get. He yanked his hand away in disgust and wiped down his jean leg. I thought I was supposed to get smart about waking you up, he grumbled. I winked and shook my head, stretching and letting out a yawn. I checked the time. It was now 7 in the morning. Man, we've been driving for 3 hours. And I slept the whole time. Ooh, you will. Way to be romantic, Corey. You stud, you. I peeked out the window, my eyes wide as a prime. Aquarium. They have penguins, Trace. Aquarium have penguins, I shrieked joyfully. I slammed in the car door and fell back, rubbing my face. Oh, why do cars hate me? I whined as Trace snickered. He went around, opened the door, and helping me out. I hesitantly wondered if I could hold his hand and kiss him in public. Trace, as reading my mind, nodded. We're away from everyone. The place barely gets crowded. It's 3 hours from town. I figured it would be safe to enjoy it, he mumbled before pressing his lips to mine. As long as I know them, I can't care who else sees us. He took his hand and he locked the car before leading me inside the aquarium. He paid for us and we got our hands stamped before going to the shark and stingray section. You can touch them, Trace said. We observed the creature swimming in the tank. I'd rather touch your stingray. He waited before plunging my hand into the water and gently brushing the fingers on the stingray. I grabbed his hand and forced it into the tank as well. He and I put the stingrays and sharks for a few minutes in silence. I peeked and saw a consistent look on Trace's face as he stroked the stingray, then stopped in front of us. Alright, I'm getting jealous that you touched the stingray shark more than your boyfriend. Let's move on, I said, taking the hand out of the tank. Trace rolled his eyes before following me. We washed our hands and made our way to the next part of the aquarium, which had jellyfish. B-O-R-I-N-G, I sang after about 2 minutes. You just want to see the penguins, Trace grumbled, but he could see the amusement in my eyes and took my hand and squeezed it. Penguins. I love penguins, I cheered, as some Asian guy in his jar gave me weird looks. Hey, you're the one videotaping the jellyfish. Go watch SpongeBob, you freak, I cried and pulled Trace out of the room before the Asian guy could report. I shoved open the doors and to the next room, and my jaw unchinged, crashing through the floor to the center of the earth. I swear my eyes were watering. Corey, are you okay? Trace asked, raising an eyebrow as my hand dropped from his shock. Too great for words. So many penguins. It's so beautiful. It's so fucking beautiful. Hi, penguins, get inside me. I flung myself at the wall, separating me from the penguins, and cracked my neck over it. I'm staring at them while all in the swamp. Trace came over and wrapped his arm around my waist, kissing my forehead as I stared at the penguins. He started making squawking noises and grunting noises. I smiled. This just gave me the biggest erection ever, I announced. Trace rolled his eyes and kissed me deeply. Make out with my boyfriend or stare at penguins. Penguins, I said with a nod. Trace, later. Penguins, now. I turned back to stare at the penguins and took out my phone, taking pictures of them and to stare at them next time I masturbate. Wait, this could be perfect. I grabbed Trace and positioned him before backing away. He stared at me in confusion. I snapped a picture on my phone with him and the penguins in the background. Holy shit, best fappy material ever! Trace shook his head, realizing what I was doing as I drew up the side of the picture. Corey, you have a real thing in front of you. Put the phone away, he grumbled. I obeyed and launched into his arms, wrapping my legs around his waist, kissing him deeply as he held me. We were the only two in the penguin exhibit for some reason, so we had plenty of privacy to be doing this. Hell, we could jump into the penguin exhibit and fuck if they wanted to. A boy did. I want to. But the wire looked so cold. Trace held me in the position so I could kiss him and see the penguins at the same time. Oh, what a smart boy. I crushed my lips on his and bit his bottom lip playfully, tugging at his hair as he held my ass, my legs still wrapped around his waist. I gently grinded on him and groaned and releasing my lips, letting his tongue plunge into my mouth. He explored eagerly, and I tangled my hands in his hair, drawing his head closer to mine. I felt love for him course through my body, and I didn't try to fight it. This was right. My hands shakily made their way down to his shirt, beginning to unbutton it. Trace pulled away from me and sparked. Not for the penguins, he whispered, his hot minty breath blowing against my ear. I shivered and pecked his lips before laying me back down to my feet. I pouted. The limes hit my hand, wanting any sort of skin-to-skin contact with him. After that little display, my attention quickly drawn back away from the penguins and half to begin to swim around together. I watched the penguins for what felt like forever, occasionally sharing a kiss with Trace, despite how impatient he was sounding with me. He just stood there, holding my hand, watching the penguins, never once losing his patience. I finally tore my eyes away from the penguin. Let's go. See the seals, I said eagerly. He nodded and let him away from to the seals. I waved by to the penguins and we went out and watched the seals swim around for a little before I got bullied and pulled them to go see the fish. These fish are boring, Trace. They just swim around. Like, what the hell? Who just swims all day without getting holy turtle? My short attention span was caught by a giant turtle swimming on his merry way in the giant tank. I yanked Trace over to it, basically slamming my face on the glass and staring at the leather black turtle. He was so chill, like, yeah, I'm a fucking giant turtle. The turtle caught my attention for about 5 minutes before I just lay there at the bottom of the tank. I pouted and Trace chuckled, kissing me before pulling away. We looked at the rest of the fish, and an octopus in one of the tanks holding my attention for a little longer, with a giant lobster, before deciding to leave the aquarium. We had seen everything, plus I was starting to get crowded with people. We got in the car. I instantly leaned over and kissed Trace. Thank you, Trace. This was incredible, I cheered. It's not over yet, he started the car and pulling out of the parking lot. Really? Where to now? I asked, bouncing in my seat, praying he wouldn't tell me it was a secret. You'll see, he said simply. I pouted and sank down my seat. Trace closed to distract me by putting Paradise Fears on the speaker, rolling down my window a little. I stared out and trying to guess where we were going, remembering that I had no idea where the hell we were. Wonderful. I couldn't even guess a stupid surprise location. Trace pulled into a parking lot, and I frowned in confusion. Tracy took me to a Walmart for our date. I asked, well, I guess to each other's romantic hunt. Trace rolled his eyes and got out of the car. I copied him and came over and took his hand in mine. Just follow me. He just wanted to park here, I explained. He led me out into somewhat crowded parking lot. I walked down the sidewalk for left forever, Trace let me hop on his back and continue walking calmly, ignoring me as I demanded where we were going. I kept my eyes peeled, but I didn't see anything that stood out. Where the hell was Trace taking me? Was he gonna rape me? Oh god, I hope so. Finally, he stopped and dropped me off his back carefully. I looked around, but still didn't see anything. I pawed and Trace covering my eyes with his hand. Hey, I hate being blind. Just shut up and deal with it. I wanted to surprise you, he said. He said and began to lead me to wherever. Ugh, jerk. Right here, Trace said, pulling my hands away. I went at the sudden burst of sunlight and swatted it a minute before my brilliant idea to shade my eyes to see whatever. Bowling, I cheered, then frowned. Wait, I don't know how to bowl. Trace rolled his eyes and took my hand, pulling me to the bowling place. I'll teach you, he said. He paid for us and handed me a pair of those funny clown-looking bowling shoes. We put them on and grabbed a bowling ball. I tossed it down the lane and pounded it. It pretty much turned straight into the gutter. Trace came behind me as I positioned myself again. He grabbed my arm and smirked his hot breath on my neck, causing my hair to rise and breathing to speed up. Like this, he whispered, the words crawling down my skin and sending a shiver ripping through me. Trace pulled my arm back and helped me throw it forward. I released. The ball washed us and knocked down several pins. I like bowling, he said, freeing a little breathless. Trace smirked. Me too, he said, simply grabbing the ball and throwing it and gaining himself a strike. I rolled my eyes. Want to help me do that? I asked, seductively kissing and picking up a ball. I slowly slid my fingers in the hole. Trace winked at me. He smirked and when he came over, gently gripping my arm around his body, pressed against mine, and made sure to grind on me a little as he pulled my arm back. I held on the moan and kissed his neck before throwing my arm forward. It took us 2 games of doing that before I managed to strike. Trace kicked my ass in both games, but I didn't care. Grinding as he pulled my arm back and throwing it forward, his breath on my neck, and kisses made up for losing. Oh, this is going to be a long video for you guys. You know what? I'm going to stop the video here and make a part 2.